When Aiden returned to the country after 5 years abroad, he was met with cold stares and tight-lipped smiles. His wife, Ella, was overjoyed to have him home, but her family wasn't. Ella's mother, Miriam, sniffed when she first saw him. "So, this is the husband we didn't get to meet before the wedding?" Her father, Charles, barely shook his hand. Aiden had married Ella in a private civil ceremony while abroad for work, and though he sent letters and called regularly, he never shared much. He was always too busy or on the move. The family saw it as irresponsibility. To them, Aiden was a man of mystery, and not the good kind. "You're back empty-handed, no house, no job, no title," Miriam said during a family dinner, swirling her wine. "You couldn't even buy her a proper ring." Aiden looked down at Ella's simple gold band. She had never complained. "Money isn't everything," Ella said softly. "It's something," her older brother sneered. "You could have at least gotten a real job overseas. Even a waiter would have saved more by now." Aiden just smiled politely. He wore plain clothes, didn't drive a fancy car, and stayed with Ella in a small apartment. He never reacted to the insults. That made them angrier. Ella begged him to explain himself. "They don't matter," he said. "I didn't marry them. I married you." But things escalated at the family reunion. That day, a luxury car pulled up outside the mansion. Aiden arrived in jeans and sneakers. The rest of the family was dressed like royalty. Conversation flowed about investments, real estate, politics, until it drifted to Aiden. "So, Charles," Ella's father said, twirling his fork with restrained disdain, "what did you say you do again, Aiden?" "I work in tech," Aiden replied. "Tech," Miriam repeated, as though the word tasted strange. "And by that you mean, fixing phones? Coding? It's complicated. I built a platform that handles digital." "So, like an app?" Ella's older brother Lucas interrupted, smirking. "Everyone's got an app idea these days." The family chuckled lightly. Aiden smiled without reacting. "And you've been doing this for how long?" Charles asked. 5 years, Aiden replied. "Oh." Miriam's voice dripped with condescension. "Still just trying then?" Ella tried to change the subject, but her cousin Clara chimed in, "It must have been hard for you overseas. Living alone, barely scraping by?" Aiden paused. "It was a challenge. But I learned a lot." Miriam sighed, taking a sip of wine. "Well, you're back now. Maybe Ella can help you get on your feet. There's no shame in starting small." "She's always been too generous," Lucas muttered. "Takes and strays." "Aiden, maybe you could work for me," Charles said. He offered him a job at one of the family's logistics companies. Entry level. Low pay. No benefits. No equity. "I believe in helping out where I can," Charles said. Aiden blinked. "You're offering me a job?" Charles nodded. "You need structure. Stability. And let's be honest, Ella deserves someone with a real future." Aiden stood. "Thanks for the offer. But I already have a job." Charles gave him a tight smile. "So you say." After dinner, the photographer lined them up for a formal family photo. Charles announced, "Let's just get the core family first." Aiden stepped back quietly. Ella protested, but Miriam said, "Don't make a scene, sweetheart. It's just tradition." Aiden didn't say a word. But he remembered. After the picture, Miriam called out, "Ella, honey, maybe it's time to rethink your future. You gave up a lot for this." Ella opened her mouth to speak, but Aiden gently took her hand. "Come with me," he said. They left without another word. 3 days later, everything changed. Aiden was featured on the front page of every national newspaper. Youngest self-made billionaire in the country revealed, tech ghost behind global payment app Pavers finally identified. The man in the photo? Aiden Ellis. The story detailed how Aiden had started Pavers 5 years ago, selling a secure online payment platform to banks and governments across Asia and Europe. He kept a low profile, using business aliases to protect his identity. He had recently sold part of the company for $2.3 billion. Overnight, the man Ellis family mocked became a national icon. The media dug deeper. Aiden had funded schools in rural areas, donated millions anonymously, and even paid off hospital debts for strangers. He was called a phantom philanthropist. The backlash on social media was brutal. Her family mocked a billionaire. The man they called a loser feeds thousands every day. They made him stand out of the family photo. I'd frame him solo. Then came the calls. Apologies. Please. Embarrassed relatives begging to meet him again. Aiden ignored them until Ella asked, just once. Please. He agreed. At the next gathering, Aiden walked in wearing the same plain clothes. The room went silent. Miriam stood up, voice shaking. Aiden, we were wrong. I was wrong. We didn't know who you were. You didn't care to know, he said simply. Charles stepped forward. You've made the family proud. Please accept our apology. Aiden looked around at them all. I don't hold grudges, he said. But I do remember who stood by me when I was nobody. He turned to Ella, kissed her forehead. You were the only one who saw me without a label. Then he handed her an envelope. Inside was a deed. To a mansion. In her name. Ella stared, shocked. Aiden, what is this? He smiled. A home for you. For us. Far from people who only see price tags. The family stood in stunned silence as Aiden and Ella walked out together. And this time, he didn't look back.